Hey everyone, welcome to Birds of a Feather. Today we're making over this lampshade. This is a thrifted shade.
Color outside the lines.
And as you can see, it's got a little bit of damage here, but we're going to cover that. Here are some of the other elements we're going to be using. A vintage wooden spool and this gorgeous Egyptian cotton yarn. It's still winter here, but I'm longing for spring, so I'm going to be crocheting a cover for it in this beautiful bright green cotton. This is Egyptian cotton. It's got a gorgeous sheen. It's made in Greece, and I've got a whole cone of it. This is also thrifted. So this is a true thrifted upcycle. Let's get started. So here's a swatch of the stitch that we're going to be crocheting. It's a twist stitch, and I don't know the official name for this because I see these things on Pinterest and then I just make them. So I'm going to show you how I did it. It's essentially 3 double crochets, and then the twist comes in right here. We're going to go back to where we skipped a stitch, and we're gonna do a double crochet in that stitch. So there's my swatch, and here's the finished piece. And essentially all I did was I crocheted my swatch, and then I just kind of measured around to see how many stitches I would need for the circumference of my lampshade. And with respect to the height of this, I just kept measuring against the lampshade until I reached the top. And I finished off with 2 rows of single crochet at the top, plus an additional row of single crochet on the bottom after seaming the sides. So I'll show you how the stitch is done. Let's get this out of the way. I'm using a number 6 crochet hook. For the actual piece for the lamp itself, I chained 55 stitches, and then we end up with 54 stitches for the length here. So once you chain your 55 stitches for this particular lampshade, and I'll tell you the diameter of it. The diameter of my particular lampshade is 6 inches wide in the circumference, and we're dealing with about 4 7/8 for the height here. So in this instance, I chained 55 stitches, and after you have those 55 stitches, you're going to single crochet across the row. So I'll just show you that. To single crochet, you're just going to insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. And I single crocheted right across the very first row to start. Now, once you reach the end, you're going to chain 3. And you're going to turn your work. So after you have your turning chain, you're going to yarn over. You're going to skip the first stitch. You're going to insert into the second stitch here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's your double crochet. And there's your skip stitch. Now you're going to do a second double crochet, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now this is where it gets fun. This is where the twist comes in. So you're going to create a double crochet, but you're going to crochet it into this skip stitch right here. So you're going to yarn over as if you're doing your double crochet. You're going to insert into that skip stitch, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And there you go, that creates your twist. Now once again, you're going to skip a stitch. So now this stitch already has a double crochet in it, so that doesn't count. You're going to ignore that. You're going to skip this stitch, and then you're going to crochet into this next stitch here. So another double crochet, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and complete your double crochet. Once again, you're going to do the second one in the stitch right beside it. And now you're ready for your twist. Yarn over, find that missed stitch right there. Insert your hook, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Second twist complete. Now once again, you're going to ignore this one because it's got a stitch in it. You're going to skip a stitch and you're going to double crochet into that next one. So I think by now, hopefully you know the routine. You're just going to double crochet 3, and on that last double crochet you're going to be crocheting into that skip stitch. Yarn over into the skip stitch, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we've got 3 complete. We're nearing the end, so we're going to finish off. Yarn over. We're going to complete our first double crochet. Yarn over, complete the second double crochet. Yarn over, and don't forget your twist on the last stitch here, or else you're going to be short a stitch. And there you go. That completes your row. So in this instance, this is just my sample. I'm going to knot it off. And there you go, twist stitch. Now this stitch is really nice, but if you want to work on a bigger scale, you can actually get yourself a much larger lampshade and work in macrame cord, and then use a much bigger crochet hook. This is a number 7. All you have to do is remember that you're just going to start with an odd number of stitches, and then you're going to end up with even stitches as you crochet across the rows, because that first stitch is considered your first single crochet. So let's start with an odd number, 13 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet across the row. That's always our starting point, is a row of single crochet. So as you saw me do before, we're just going to insert the hook, pull up our loop, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops on the hook. And we're going to do that all the way across, and you'll see that this stitch is quite lovely in a chunky yarn. It has a beautiful texture. And the thing that's most important about this is that you've got these holes here to let the light through. And as you can see, we've got perforations on our lampshade here, but you can also, like, let's say you find something at the thrift store that is transparent, so that light will come through beautifully too. And the light will just shine right through. So I'm just going to continue on to the end of the row doing my single crochets, and then we're going to get started on the twist stitch so that you can see how lovely it looks in a thicker yarn and what a wonderful texture it actually is. So we started with 13 stitches, and let's just count what we have now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. We've got an even number of stitches. So as we do on all of our rows when we're starting the twist stitch, we're going to crochet 3, and that's just going to give you slack so that you can start off your row of double crochets. So once again, yarn over, you're going to skip the first stitch, insert the hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. That completes your double crochet. Now we're going to do 2 more. So we're going to do 1 in the next stitch, and then our third is going to be crocheted into the stitch here that we missed. So just go back, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And there's your first twist. So skip a stitch, into the next stitch. And lastly, we're going to do our twist right into the stitch that we skipped. Make sure you can grab that loop there. Second twist is done. Now on the last stitch, don't forget your twist. You're going to complete your third double crochet in that skip stitch right back there. And there you go. It's just so lovely no matter what yarn you use. Now at the end of your twist stitch row, you're going to chain one, turn around, and then you're going to single crochet right across. Ready to start the next row. And as you saw before, once we reach the end of this row, we're going to chain 3 and then turn around and do another row of twist stitches. So you're just going to continue on in that manner until you reach the height that you want. Now let's get back to our actual lampshade. I just want to show you before I complete this that there's actually a 3-inch gap, and that's so that it can stretch on and stay nice and tight when it's finished. So let's get stitching. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fold it in half. We're going to grab ourselves a smaller hook, and I've got a number 4 here. That just makes it easier to get into the stitches here. And we're just going to come directly across and pull through. Now all we're going to do is stitch right along this seam here. Just line up the edges, and we're just going to single crochet right across. So that's going to close up the seam. I'm going to complete this off camera. It's a little difficult to crochet with the camera right in front of me here. I want to see what I'm doing, but once you turn that, it's going to be stitched together and you won't be able to see that seam. And then once that's done, we're going to be able to fit it onto our lampshade. For more upcycle ideas, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell for upcoming projects. Before you go, be sure to click on one of the cards above if you love upcycling as much as we do.